CTV News at 5 with Tony Ryma and Rick Wyman with.
Good evening. So glad you're with us on this Tuesday. There was an expanded police presence in the south end of North Bay late this afternoon as officers searched for a missing 62-year-old. Police taped off this home in the 200 block of Mulligan Street and searched through its backyard as part of the investigation. Officers say Pierre, a 62-year-old man, was last seen 11 days ago in the area. Investigators told CTV News this morning they were concerned for his well-being. Pierre is described as having a medium build, 5'11", with black and gray hair past his shoulders. He was last seen wearing a Harley-Davidson t-shirt, blue jeans, a blue baseball cap, and brown jacket. Anyone with information is asked to contact the North Bay Police non-emergency line and press 5 to speak with an officer. CTV News is following the story and will have more information when it becomes available. Now to the weather. Snow and blowing snow on this Tuesday. Is there more precipitation forecast? For his first check on weather, here's CTV's Rick Wyman.
We got a break in the action, Tony. It all ends by this evening. Some flurry activity and some flurries overnight. And then we have the chance of flurries for tomorrow. So some sunshine and warmer temperatures about to creep into the Northeast. Systems map, courtesy of Environment Canada. Get your membership at caa.ca. You can see it filtering through by late Wednesday evening into Thursday, but there will be a big change in terms of temperatures. You won't be freezing like we did on the weekend. It's going to be a lot milder in the temperatures. We will have some sunshine in the forecast, and there will be some melting in the next couple of days. Details just minutes away. Tony?
Good to know. Thanks, Rick. OPP near Espanola have seized nearly $120,000 in illicit drugs. Over the weekend, police tagged a driver doing 99 kilometers an hour in a 60 zone. When they pulled the 31-year-old driver over, police found he had a suspended license and arrested him. A further investigation of the vehicle revealed cocaine and oxycodone. A 31-year-old man from Thunder Bay has been charged with trafficking and other offenses. The union representing hospital workers across Ontario, including the Northeast, is calling on the province to increase healthcare funding. CTV's Angela Gemmell reports.
We need 23 extra beds just to maintain service levels.
Researcher Doug Allen points to a graph showing a need for more hospital beds in Sudbury. The stats are part of a new projection report.
We need a bump up in hospital funding for this fiscal year, and we need a budget that allows hospitals to plan and to develop and grow and serve their communities so that we don't have this crisis getting worse and worse.
The report is from the Ontario Council of Hospital Unions, a division of the Canadian Union of Public Employees. It says hospitals have been told by the province to plan for 2% funding increases over the next few years, which is a drop from the 6% average in recent years. The union is predicting projections based on the new funding figures and is concerned the shortfalls will lead to job losses, reduced hospital beds, and higher wait times.
Really, we're saying that there needs to be an injection of resources into the hospitals to allow them to cope with the pressures of an aging and growing population, and cutting them is completely unacceptable.
In an email to CTV News, the Ministry of Health calls the claims misguided and adds, in part, we continue to make record investments in our healthcare system, including investing $91.5 billion this year alone. This includes a 4% increase in investment to the hospital sector for an unprecedented third year in a row. The duo is touring the report around the province, including in Northern Ontario, where there's been job cuts at the hospital in North Bay, high capacity issues in Sudbury, and continual closures in the Algoma region.
The hospital emergency room shutdowns that we've seen have occurred in smaller communities because that's where the crisis first manifests. We're very worried about what will happen in the north.
The ministry reiterates the changes being made by hospitals are for efficiencies and don't affect patient care. Without extra funding, the union says the crisis in Ontario hospitals will worsen and translate to a 3 to 4% decline in quality patient care. It wants the provincial government to invest in multi-year commitments to stable funding. Angela Gemmell, CTV News, Sudbury.
More Canadians are bypassing the doctor's office for artificial intelligence. A new survey from the Canadian Medical Association warns that seeking medical advice from AI can do more harm than good, but not all agree. CTV's Amanda Hicks has reaction from Sudbury.
Dr. Maurice St. Martin has seen medicine evolve over 4 decades. Lately, he says patients arriving at his Sudbury office are increasingly using AI to seek out information.
That has happened a few times, and then my job, is to find out what they're looking for, what's their concern, and then allay their concerns appropriately. They may be on the right track, and if they're not, I need to spend a bit of time to educate them.
It's a trend reflected in a new study by the Canadian Medical Association. After surveying 5,000 Canadians, the data shows nearly everyone is going online for health answers. Half of those surveyed are using AI tools like Google or ChatGPT, and roughly 2,500 of them are taking treatment advice from an algorithm.
They do not have either a family doctor, or they do not have a nurse practitioner or a team to which they can go to. If they do, sometimes they want that information very quickly. It's more convenient to go online than to book an appointment.
However, the CMA says AI-driven misinformation is causing real-world physical harm.
Those individuals that then accept the treatment recommended on the AI platforms are having an increased risk of adverse effects 5 times the amount than if they do not follow that advice.
St. Martin believes that if used correctly, AI isn't a replacement for a doctor. It's just another tool in the medical toolbox.
I applaud patients that take the effort to try to research some of their symptoms and problems. I do expect that I will be respected with my opinion, my experience, but at the end of the day, you're still the boss for yourself.
Burnell says the solution is to increase access to family-based care teams so that when Canadians do have a medical question, they don't have to turn to an algorithm for the answer. Amanda Hicks, CTV News, Sudbury.
A Quebec man has been charged in a fraud case that involved nearly $1 million. Manitoulin and OPP say a victim was defrauded of more than $900,000 through a cyber financial fraud where the victim was impersonated and led to transfers related to banking accounts. The investigation began when the fraud was reported in October 2024. The suspect, a 54-year-old man from Quebec, was arrested last month after a multi-agency investigation. You can read more about this story on our website, CTV News NorthernOntario.ca. Well, it's time for a quick break. Coming up on CTV News at 5, Rick has your full weather forecast. First, though, we're heading to Wawa in the mouth of the Michipicoten River. This live webcam is courtesy of the municipality of Wawa. It's -1 degree. We are back in just a few minutes.
Don't forget 5 at the 5. Your chance to see the Sudbury 5 in action. Win a VIP experience for not 4, but 5 people. Thursday, February 19th, 7 o'clock when Sudbury takes on St. John's, Newfoundland. Enter online, ctvnorthernontario.ca. Let's check out some of the weather viz earlier today in the greater Sudbury community of Garson when it was coming down. Wow, lots of snow, courtesy of CTV's Madison Merrier. Roads were treacherous, not very good, just horrible driving conditions, but that's all eased. And of course, we've got just a few flurries kicking around, but it took a while before everything was cleared up. Let's go to our forecast radar right now. Let's check out what we've got going right now. We've got some flurries in the forecast, pretty well 60% chance of flurries for tomorrow across the Northeast. Everything will ease up, and then we'll get some milder temperatures and some sunshine. Chance of flurries tomorrow, -5, -6 on Thursday. Friday, 0. 40% chance of flurries, -1 Saturday, sun and cloud. Chance of flurries on Sunday at -1 as well. Sault Ste. Marie Algoma, chance of flurries -4, -4 Thursday, some cloud cover. Chance of flurries on Friday, +2. +2 again Saturday, some clouds. Chance of flurries Sunday at +1. The temperatures looking good. Timmins, Cochrane, Kapuskasing, chance of flurries -9 tomorrow, -8 Thursday, sun and cloud. Chance of flurries on Friday, -3, -1 Saturday, some sun and cloud. And the chance of flurries 30% on Sunday at 0. Meanwhile, Temiskaming Shores, Kirkland Lake, chance of flurries -7 for tomorrow, -7 on Thursday. Loads of sunshine. Chance of flurries on Friday, -2, -2 Saturday, and -2 Sunday. So you've got some sun and cloud Saturday and some cloud cover on Sunday. Unusual, 3 consecutive days of -2 weather as issued by Environment Canada. They're keeping a close eye on the temperatures these days. North Bay, West Nipissing, chance of flurries tomorrow -3, -6 on Thursday, sun and cloud, chance of flurries Friday -1, -1 again on Saturday, and -1 Sunday, chance of flurries. Even your evening temperatures somewhat mild, -9, -6, and -4. So a rather unusual trend that we've experienced, Tony, considering all the snow that we received overnight and during the day. Not nice, not nearly as nice as what we can expect, but it will get better. Warmer temperatures and some sunny skies in the forecast coming up over the course of the next couple of days. Back to you.
Thanks, Rick. A nonprofit organization in Sudbury that provides free clothing to the community through donations is now in need of help. CTV's Lindsay Alick reports.
This is what Melissa Porter walked into yesterday.
There's just water pouring everywhere, and I don't know how long it was happening for. So it could have been all weekend, right? So then I looked at the cameras to see if it would have picked up anything, and the cameras were off since 7 p.m. on Friday. So I think they got water damage.
Sudbury police confirmed that a break and enter was reported at the location, saying the B&E is believed to have occurred between Friday evening and Monday morning. The incident was reported by another tenant of the building. However, it was determined that the water damage affected the basement and main levels of the building.
It's under investigation. I don't want to put, too much pressure on that itself. But it really breaks my heart because that's what I do. I'm here to help people, right? So when I hear something like that, I think that if you just ask people for help instead of doing something this detrimental, then at the end of the day, there's always going to be someone there to help you.
Unfortunately, this isn't the only challenge Closet Share has faced. Porter says every week volunteers are left to clean up following break-and-enters of their donation bins.
We gained access to the gym, and now we're losing the gym. So that was our access to our revenue, our courses, our classes. So all that's been shut down. The website, losing our intern. It's just been a very big, slopey road that, you just one day hope that everything falls into place. But then this was just the cherry on top.
The closure affects over 100 volunteers. Porter says an insurance claim has been filed, and she hopes to rebuild for their sake, no matter how hard it is going to be. Lindsay Alick, CTV News, Sudbury.
It's been 63 years and it's still going strong. Coming up on CTV News at 5, we're just days away from the opening of the Bon Sioux Winter Carnival in Sault Ste. Marie. The Canadian U18 Curling Championships are in Timmins this week, and every province and territory is represented. CTV's Lydia Chubak has more.
For the second time, the McIntyre Curling Club is hosting the Canadian U18 Curling Championships this week.
Typically, you don't see the turnaround of 3 years, but we know that we did such a successful job in 2023 that they just wanted to come back, and we try to treat everybody, as they're in the Olympics. So I think that's really bringing the pride too.
Every province and territory has a team here. Organizers say there are 21 male teams and 21 female teams, and they've brought along their #1 fans, including adoring parents and friends.
It's been pretty good so far. We've had fun playing, even though we've lost our games, but it's been fun playing against New Brunswick and Saskatchewan, and PEI.
Hotel rooms are all full. The restaurants are, seeing a lot of business, a lot of economic spin-off. They've enjoyed some of our, our amenities.
One team in particular is enjoying some food that's unavailable at home.
We've only been to fast food places. I'd say McDonald's, since we don't have one up in Nunavut.
For some athletes, this is a chance of a lifetime. One Timmins curler is an alternate for Team Northern Ontario.
It would have been really sweet to qualify for nationals and play here, but it didn't happen, but I mean, I still got the wonderful opportunity to play on home ice, so I'm super grateful for that, but I will still continue playing in the U20 division of curling.
And even if trophies aren't won, athletes say the life lessons learned from curling will stay with them for years to come.
We've lost the provincial final, I think, four years in a row now, so I think the resilience and the just like the meaning, the real meaning of determination is really, it's cemented in my brain now that, you need to keep going when things get hard to, achieve your goals.
Curling Canada calls this event one of the world's largest youth curling stages. Games will continue throughout the week, with the final one being played on Saturday. Lydia Chubak, CTV News, Timmins.
Sault Ste. Marie's winter celebration kicks off this week and runs for 9 days, and work is underway to make the 63rd Bon Sault Winter Carnival the best one yet. Final touches are still being made at the Machine Shop, one of 3 venues for the annual event. However, the iconic bump slides are starting to take shape. Opening ceremonies along with fireworks and entertainment kick things off Friday night. The organizing committee has surprises planned at the Machine Shop, adding an outdoor concert venue.
We have a lot of new activities that span from both young kids right up to our elder Bon Sault visitors, and that includes a lot of new tournaments and events as well, like our cornhole tournament. We have a 4-on-4 hockey tournament happening the first weekend, a human bocce competition, as well as an obstacle course challenge.
For full event information, including a day-by-day schedule and where to purchase passes, visit the Bon Sault website, bonsault.on.ca. The City of Greater Sudbury is adding 5 huts to the Sudbury Trail Plan. CTV's Madison Merrier has more.
We're excited to invest $125,000 towards this $234,000 trail enhancement project.
The snow was the ideal weather for riders and Sudbury representatives speaking about the new addition of warming huts on the Sudbury trails.
So we're looking at about 1,500 to 2,000, hotel room nights a year, which, looking at about a $6 million spin-off just from the trail system, which is fantastic for the region.
We have over 1,700 kilometers of snowmobile trails, and with these 5 huts, it creates a better experience for riders. They get to stay out on the trails longer. It's safe for them. They'll be equipped with charging station, warming.
Seville said the huts will increase the sense of community for riders and also offer shelter in emergency situations.
If you do get stuck somewhere, to have somewhere to go in that's sheltered, hopefully has some wood, maybe even a fire already going. It's great for everybody to be able to do that and get to a place where they can potentially survive for days if need be.
When members from the Trail Plan created the proposal, they requested that students from post-secondary and high schools were involved in the construction of the ice huts.
We're going to need these kids coming in the future, right? We're going to need the carpenters, we're going to need the electricians, we're going to need the plumbers. So any skilled trades that we can get them and start them somewhere, nothing beats hands-on experience.
It was a real collaboration of the different steps that went into building, from the structure to the installing the fire places. So it was a real group effort, and it really increased the skills for the students.
The warming huts are installed along the trails and ready for snowmobiler use, especially on days like today with ideal sledding conditions. Madison Merrier, CTV News, Garson.
He's a quiet little guy. When we return, another gorgeous animal is up for adoption this week in Take Me Home Tuesday. You're watching First at 5.
Welcome to Take Me Home Tuesday. My name is Rick Wyman, along with my co-host, as always, Emma Bailey from the Sudbury SPCA. Emma, let's start off with a good news story. Keith was adopted. Keith was featured last week on the program, so we're just riding a wave of success here on this program. So we brought in Keith's brother, Lucas, this week. This is the last one from the litter, right?
He's the last of the litter left, so we're hoping to find him that perfect home. He's very, very sweet, and he's just looking for a home that can give him all that love and attention.
So Keith was pretty tranquil last week. I mean, he was just adorable, and the reaction to Keith was just phenomenal. Really, this guy's pretty quiet too.
He's very calm. He's very much a cuddle bug, so he wants to be in your arms all the time. Sometimes he refuses to walk because being carried is much better. So he's just looking for that home that can give him that attention. He's only 12 weeks, so he's still doing his learning. He's still learning his behaviors and everything like that. So having a home that can help teach him all those things would be fantastic.
Okay, so he's a little bit bigger than Keith was last week. So of course these dogs will grow. Any idea just how big, medium size, a larger size?
Oh, I would prepare for a large size dog. They are German Shepherd mixes, so that'll definitely come out in their size, and they got big old paws on them, so just showing off he's going to be quite a big boy.
Okay, so we've got to find a home for Lucas, and things are really happening at the SPCA, so I can't thank you enough for dropping by with another drop-dead looking dog this week. I mean, you thought Keith was a cutie. Lucas is great, and you know what? He needs a home, so perhaps you can help out. Just drop by the SPCA and talk to Emma or any other of the great staff over there and provide a home. So I'm dying to see who you're going to bring in next week, Emma.
Just can't wait.
I just can't wait. That's Take Me Home Tuesday for this week. We're back in 7 days with more.
Our first community close-up comes to us from Sault Ste. Marie. Nick Gridzak sent us this photograph of the freighter Algo Canada heading back to Sarnia from Sault Ste. Marie. Nick says it looks like the ship is skating across the ice on its way to the U.S. locks. Thanks so much for this picture, Nick. We are now heading to Iroquois Falls. Michelle Perrier sent us this picture of a lynx. She snapped this photograph just 2 days ago. Thanks, Michelle. To Sudbury, where Ted Gunn took this picture of a sign, Stay Merry. He says some residents on Hannah Lake are sharing a good message. Thanks for sending this in to us, Ted. And if you have any pictures, videos, or events you'd like us to showcase, you can email them to us at communitycloseup@bellmedia.ca. And there's more news for the North coming up at 6 o'clock. For now, continue watching as we hand things over to CTV National News.